Alright, so I started work on the Galaxy that's just the battle section, and this is a Don, I think it's a Don's Light and Magic, pretty sure, battle head, and I hogged it out just using a rotary tool. It was actually pretty simple. Everything was good except for I slipped and I nicked the side. You can see how thin some of this is, you know, from me hogging. Excuse me, me hogging it out. That's a little epoxy sculpt in there. I could go with that. I could make that battle damage. There's gonna be some kind of battle damage, but generally speaking, this is gonna be all squared away. If I remember right, there's windows that go kind of all the way up here. This isn't quite accurate to you know, the actual Enterprise or the Galaxy class. It's a little slightly off, not enough for it to be an issue. But windows do kind of go up this a little bit, but there's no way of lighting those up without recasting this in clear, and I don't really want to do that. And I hogged out the impulse. I'm going to put some kind of clear in there. I haven't decided what. Maybe I'll experiment with that dental acrylic or that nail acrylic that I've seen a few people do. And then, so on this side, a lot more windows, also a lot more random. And I didn't go by any pattern. I didn't use the decals like I've done with other things. This one, I can't remember what's right there. I don't think that's damage. Oh, that is this. That is the side I was just talking about. But I used, I went more straight, more regular, and it looks a little bit better. I don't know. I think I should have done a little bit better of a job. I did take my time, but I think I should have referenced as I was going. On top, there are some navigation lights somewhere in here. I believe there's a light on top of the battle bridge. I was looking at either someone's build last night, or I was watching TNG, and there's a lot more lights like on this than generally we all think. There's a lot more lights, but I think I'm just going to put whatever navigation's here, and that's about it. I don't want to do too much, but I can't leave it. I can't really omit too much either. And speaking of that, so an issue with oh, hold on, it's tangled up. An issue with 2500, even with the 1400, is back here. It's so damn thin. How do you get navs back here? And you know, people have done some creative things, and it works fine. The same way if they trench up and they buy the I guess the Paragraphics photo etch. I just put these wires on top. Kind of regret that. I wish I would have you know, trench it out and put those in there. I should have done that, not done this. When I first did it, it went down real straight, real even, looked really good. And then I was messing around with a bunch. It came off a couple times, redid it, and it's all kind of messed up. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it. I know Model Man Tom did some, what do you call it? Some like copper tape with his 1400, his glow in the dark or clear. He's clear one. He did a clear one or something like that, and he did some conductive tape. Maybe I should have done something like that, or even if you use a photo etch part, you could use a photo etch part that, you know, went all across the trench and use that to conduct the electricity. Brass does conduct electricity, but I think that's going to stand. I'm not sure what I'll do. I think if I do some creative on painting and shadowing and all that, that might make it look a bit better. Painting is certainly my weakness, no question about that. But anyways, the navs are really hard to do. And I was thinking about it, since this is going to be a full-on one with not much damage. So what I did is I used my 1-inch wide belt sander. And what's great about this is I use this to cut resin sometimes. And when it turns, let me turn it on. When it turns, this actually turns to a cutting blade. So you can put, let me grab something. And here's the resin that I use to make the board cube. If I wanted to just cut this piece and just have it separate, it gets cut. So what I use for this is I was afraid by hand I would, you know, slip too many times and mess it up and not get a just a single line. I used that and I dug in there, and then I put electrical tape on top to hold it flush, and then I put Tester's clear part cement in there because it was, you know, safe for fibers and dries, you know, within a few hours, and it's flush. So what I'm going to do, it's actually gone down. It's not totally dry. I'm going to pull the tape back, and I'm going to fill it up with the testers all the way to the top, the clear parts, and these will go to an LED inside. So instead of having one on top, one on bottom, there's just going to be for each side, each red and green, there's just going to be one that just sticks out. That is still faking the funk, but I don't really see an alternative than that. Unless I had some kind of clear part, like I used a clear piece of sprue that was a T-section, but something that small, I don't think that'd be functional. So I did that today. I did this, and I was actually working on the Orion class today, but I I think my kids like bulldunked my secondary hull. I left it on the counter to dry because it's too cold in the garage, and they got up before we did for school, and so by the time I came down there, they're eating the cereal. It's missing, so we got to find it. But what I'm actually working on is my Reliant Constellation conversion kit. It's a Reliant kit to 577 or 537, and I'm a little sick of the fleet, so I'm taking a break. This is just here to show you what it is. On both sides, there's a nacelle pair. Then in here, there's a fast deployment shuttle bay, and in here too, and there's a control tower in there that's lit up, but I did a really bad job with it, so I'm going to take it out and work on it because it looks really, really bad. But you can't see, there's trying to think, one of them goes all the way back, and there's like a cargo section, kind of like the refit Andy Proberts of the Enterprise A. Oh, it's this one right here. It's not been painted, but you can't really see too well in there. But it goes back. There's a cargo module. This one, there's a hallway that goes down, some type of servicing. I have a bunch of movie era shuttlecraft. I have about twice as many as this. And then one of these is, I got to remember right, one of these is a shuttlecraft hangar, and one of them is the fighter. These fighters are from the DS9 TNG era. I think they were used in both the Dominion War and the Borg attacks. All I did was alter them a little bit. I flattened them out. I took off the sides. I painted them differently. I'm still going to do some more detailed painting. I had the original decals that came with it, and I'm either going to duplicate those or whatever, because I have a lot more than what I originally had. And if I remember how I'm going to do it, one of these, there's one in each corner, and there's one right there, and there's a landing platform right there. And then back here is the Star Trek VI Undiscovered Country VIP lounge, fully painted. I may put the window bars back in. This is the, I can't remember if this is a bridge module for the Enterprise or the Reliant. Here's a Reliant torpedo launch that was on the roll bar, and in this one, it's just sensors in the front, torpedoes in the rear. I have dual deck photon torpedoes. They're both lit up. Now with the board, they just have just the red glow. There's no firing effect. I altered the trenches that were in the Reliant. I added these, which are from the bottom half of the hull, and then the impulse crystal is on top. This is actually, I think, the bottom one that I put on both tops. And then on the bottom, this is actually two tops. There's no, the Reliant bottom's not here. And this is the side is the wall from the 1350 Enterprise. I actually had sort of an extra kit, and I kind of used parts off of it. And so it's a little bit wider, and I think it's wider than the repop of the Reliant too. I'm not exactly sure. The rear, instead of these being the shuttle bays, are going to be some type of impulse. It's not going to be a dual, but I'm going to scratch build something with some metal mesh in there, with some diffusion behind it. I haven't quite got that far. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with that. But these are lit here and here. There's nav lights. I wish I had nav lights, but I actually blew them out. So I have to replace the whole module, which is kind of good because I'm going to go a different direction than what I was doing. What else? The deflector is more of a NX version. This is actually the NX stand right here. And if I have the piece, so this is the stand to the NX, and it's been cut down and placed in there, and it's going to be backlit. And what I'm going to put in front of it for the navigation is what is actually the clear insert that comes on the repop. Or I was toying with the idea of using this. This is one of my kids' toy to the LPS. I actually saw it and I wanted to use it for something else. Might mount this, hollow this out a little bit so it's not flat. It's actually flat right here. I have it so it divots in. Maybe mount this here. What I originally saved this for when I was cleaning up the garage was the old Star Probe kit. This is the first one I was working on when I got back into modeling. And on the box art, it's in the process of being constructed, and that's what I did. I cut all that away and did it, and there's a whole bunch of lights and stuff that landing craft is lit. But for a communications deflector on the bottom there, I actually saved this for that. But this might look interesting on the variant that I'm doing, although I don't think it really fits in the air. This seems to be more of a toss type thing. I can't really see this on there. It looks kind of silly. So I don't think I'll go that route. I might, but I don't think so. I gotta paint everything up. So I'm gonna work on this probably today, take a break from the fleet. The nacelles were all put together. My kids were playing ball and they knocked it over. So I gotta fix that. These are the inserts from Don's Light and Magic. And I went for the copper effect, so when it's not lit, it looks like copper. And when it is lit, you see the blue. But I did a really bad job, so it does not look good. I'm not gonna change it, I don't think, because I mean, it shows my progress as a builder, so I'm kind of okay with it looking that bad. I'd rather finish this up, and this would represent my skill set when this was built, rather than fixing things now that I'm better at it. I'd rather just have a reminder of my progress rather than making it as best as I can now. The base is, I can't remember what I was going to do for a base, but generally what I like is those clear cases over there. This is a, I don't know, a volleyball or basketball display case for from Hobby Lobby, and they make another one that actually I think I bought it for that. But I haven't bought it yet for that, for the other one. It just barely may fit. It's so damn dusty here in Southern California that it needs to be in some kind of case or it's just going to get all dirty. That's about it. I just got to fix those nav lights, figure out what I'm going to do. And I'm cleaning up my shop and the kitchen area in my house. Going everywhere because hopefully the kids took that little secondary haul, or I hope I didn't throw it away by accident. I was kind of just lackadaisically set it down. But that's it for today. Tomorrow is a school homework day for me, and then Wednesday is actually I got to go to class. So I'm probably not going to do anything until Thursday or Friday. Thanks for watching.